not sure, you guys heard of Synthesia? It does a similar process with like video AI. You can give it a video of your face this way, turn this way, give it the side view. It will basically create, it's a video of you, and then you can type into it and tell it what you want to basically you want to say. Yeah, it's a deep fake. I mean, it's something else.
Now we got ChatGPT that everybody talks about constantly. How has that impacted anything, or how do you see that that will impact your world?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for one, as far as just content creation, right? I mean, obviously you can't trust it in its entirety, but a lot of what we do on the content creation side is we create these like individual pages that help our agents better understand what this one bond may or may not be, or, you know, what they may need to apply for it, you know, why it's required, so on and so forth. But as a test, when I was messing with it, I took it and I said, okay, I want you to tell me every single bond that's required for this type of license, what the limit is, what the amount is, and it spat it out, and it gave me like 75, 80% correct answer. I asked it to refine. It kept giving me like, this information is only valid through like 2021. Right. Okay, fine. All right. We'll take it as it comes. But no, it does a really good job to give some of that information, create some of that content curation. But I mean, I see it, you know, getting it to a point where it can connect to a database, right? Where it's actually connecting to an agent system or our system, feeding information back to the customer. Like, hey, it's like almost self-service, but they feel like they're interacting with a live person. That'd be an interesting area where I could see that going. I'm not sure. Have you guys heard of Synthesia? So it does a similar process with like video AI. So like you can give it a video of your face this way, turn this way, give it the side view, and it will basically create, it's a video of you, and then you can type into it and tell it what you want to basically you want to say. Yeah, it's a deep fake. I mean, it's something else. I think some of our agents will do like video proposals, which I think is pretty cool. But having it do something like that as well, where you're typing in what that video is, and then you only have to shoot the video once, and it has the leverage and the capability to continue to grow, so that you don't necessarily have to deal with it all.
That would be interesting. I mean, already you can run ChatGPT through Zapier and get it to come up with answers and then have that shoot into an email. So that would be interesting if it was like somebody asked a question and then like based on the answer and like a video conversation starts.
Well, and I've seen many of the responses I think are much more acceptable than some of the things I've heard from some employees over the years. You know, it's like, wow.
We'll ask it a really like niche question about any like product line, and it doesn't do a bad job. Like it doesn't. Pretty darn good.
It's like 70%, you know, of the way there.
Yeah.
So you're really cutting down on a lot.
And you get to a point where you can train that thing too, where like it's a little minor improvements, but I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely going to have a big impact once it gets to a point where like it's out of this beta stage and you can actually integrate it into formal systems and have it learn from those systems and that data that you already have and what you're already collecting.
And what's remarkable is 4.0 is only a month old. Like, think about that, a month old, and it's smarter than all of us.
How much longer are we gonna last?
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's interesting because we've had a lot of conversations with different vendors about different things, and like our editor for the book that we're releasing, and like we said, so do you think that your jobs are all right? They're like, oh yeah, and everything's fine. I'm just thinking, dude, I think that this machine can read much faster than you can. Right? And I mean, it's almost there.
I think critical thinking is now the most important skill. You know, getting to the right answer on using ChatGPT or something like that. It takes a little digging, takes some, you know, constant refining. And then, you know, just creativity using all these different pieces, right? It's like a bunch of tools. So now the littler the tasks as necessary to have other people do, or maybe even do ourselves. So now it's like we're moving up that ladder of really just creativity and critical thinking. That's it.
Well, it kind of allows you to expand that horizon, right? So like now that your time is not necessarily taken up with, okay, I have to have these minute answers to all these little questions. Okay, I can have something take that off of my plate. It's almost like this like weird style of delegation.
Yeah.
Or like you're delegating to an AI, right? But then you get out the time, as you mentioned, to have that creative space to think critically. You see these problems that are emerging and be able to find really unique and really foundational solutions to them. So no, I think that it needs to be seen certainly as a benefit and as a tool, and not something that's going to be like, it's like,
It is interesting too how it learns. And I like did something where I was telling it to do something, and I said, once you learn this, then it said, I'm actually a blah blah blah. I can't really learn in the sense that humans can. I basically can take information, and then when presented additional information from that, I can change my decision knowing the new details. So, something along those lines. And I said, I thought that's learning. Isn't that what learning is? And I said, isn't that learning? And then it said, well, I suppose it could be considered learning. Like,
there you go. Yeah. It's like
wild conversations with it. It's freaking, it is pretty insane, I'm Craig Pretziger. Thank you for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you. Thanks.